idea of home ownership in the US, like it doesn't really exist the way that it's sold to you, right? It's sold that you're like putting it in this investment and one day you could own your house and you could like, it could just be yours. Um, and I know there's a whole other realm of people who talk about it as an investment vehicle, and like, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about this idea that like you can own your home and it's yours, and it's your own little sanctuary. That's not really true, because as long as you are obligated to pay property tax, you you don't really. There's always a mechanism by which you can lose that home. You can have it completely paid off, and if you, for some reason, can't pay or don't pay your property tax, um, it'll be taken away. And so there isn't really unless you're in a place where there is no property tax. You know, I don't know how you would really ever own your own place and really be like totally off the hook, if you will, and unburdened by that bureaucracy. I don't know that it exists. Maybe it does. Um, I'm talking about here in the U.S. I mean, maybe it exists elsewhere. That would make more sense to me. But here in the U.S., yeah, I don't know if there's anywhere where you can literally just own your thing, and the taxes don't exist, and it couldn't be taken away from you unless you decided to sell it. Um, but if there is, I'd be interested to hear about it in the comments. Inept Owl says, I gave up trying to own a home. I bought an RV. Much better. Yeah, I've thought about that many, many times. I mean, not now because I have many people that depend on me, but in my youth, I I traveled around a lot, and I actually did buy a van for a while, but it ended up to be such a tragic event because it like broke down, and I had spent all the money on the van, and I didn't have money to fix it, and I ended up actually, yeah. I was driving around. The plan was to like travel around, live in the van, and travel around to and play shows. I was playing music at the time, and somewhere in, I think it was Iowa. I think I was coming from whatever that town is in. Is it Iowa City? Um, where there's some like really well established college. I don't know. In any case, it was like around that area, coming from there or something, and it broke down. Got it to a repair place, and whatever they had told me, I don't remember now. This was 15 years ago or more. Um, Whatever they had told me, I was like, yeah, I can't do that. And I like literally had to sort of beg them to let me just leave the vehicle with them. I was like, I don't know how to dispose of a vehicle, but I can't do anything with this. So I need you to just keep it. Can you please do it? And but they like really didn't want to. And finally I got them to. And I had to like get a cab. They like called me a cab to go to the nearest airport. It was like some weird regional airport. And I had to like get a, connecting flight through an actual airport to get back to New York. But yeah, that was my attempt at van life. It was very short lived. I think I probably had that thing for a month or two, and never was able to make the full transition even into like living in it or whatever. Um, Inept Owl says, how do the Amish get around property taxes? I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I don't even know that they don't. But if so, I would imagine it's some sort of like, maybe some sort of situation where there's a carve out like there are for like Native Americans, like tribal areas and whatnot, and there's certain things that just don't apply in those spaces. I don't know. Or it's just maybe the municipalities around where they um, are adjusted to that. Yeah, I don't know. The other possibility is maybe they do have to pay property taxes. I don't know.